Okay. Okay. Hi. Hi there for afternoon session. Okay. Sheetal, did you have any doubt regarding some discussions that we had in earlier lecture? If so, please let me know. We can start with that.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Hi. Tell me.
Ma'am, I'm having confusion about the placebo. This placebo. I couldn't understand why it is used in the trials.
Okay. Why it is used in the trial? So basically, if I tell you, so placebo is what you understood. What is a placebo? Placebo is a medicine without the active ingredient. Okay, Shital, you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, yes. Okay, so placebo is a medicine without active ingredient, right? So you would want
Hmm.
to give that kind of a medication to people just to let them know that having that drug without any active ingredient has any effect on the body or not, right? Because एपीआई छोड़ के और क्या रहता है, एक्सिपिएंट्स रहते हैं ड्रग बनाने में, yes or no? One
Yes.
is your active ingredient and another one is your excipient. So if you see, it is psychological also that patient will be knowing कि हाँ मुझे treatment मिल रहा है, now I am getting cured, and I might get, the people might get cured on that basis as well. ठीक है? So having a placebo will add an advantage on having any psychological means noticing any psychological changes, and then understanding that people can get cure of on their own just by giving them a placebo. मीन्स अगर मैं ऐसा तुम्हें तुम्हें ऐसा लग रहा है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई टेल यू अ पर्सन who is hallucinating. Okay, what do you mean by hallucination? He is into, he can see some things, he can hear something or some, that kind of a hallucination, that is also a psychological problem maybe. Okay, and to that person I don't want to give any kind of a treatment, I am doing the counseling, and I just to उसके मन का शांति होने के लिए मैंने उसको अगर दिया प्लेसिबो ट्रीटमेंट, तो he will be knowing that हाँ I am taking medication and now I should be fine. I should not see any weird things and weird noise not be. That is just one example I'm telling you. So that kind of a effect a placebo can have on a person's body, and it can be true for hypertension also. ठीक है? Hypertension can be pretty much cured by changing your lifestyle and controlling your daily habits, food habits. Okay, so in that case also, if you give just a placebo to a person who is having hypertension, maybe it will help him, just to let means like it will help him in a manner ki ha I'm eating medication, I'm completely fine, I'm doing all these life changes also along with the medication, now I don't have a hypertension anymore. Okay, so that is one thing, and second thing is that when you have active ingredient and excipient, and in the placebo you will be giving only excipient to the subject, in that case you will also understand that is there any adverse effect of the excipient alone on the body, that also will be checked. So generally in second phase of trial you can go for placebo controlled and this thing. So generally जब भी साइकोलॉजिकल ड्रग्स का ट्रायल्स रहता है उसमें प्लेसिबो आर्म हमेशा रहता है, प्लेसिबो का स्टडी आर्म हमेशा रहता है. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? गॉट इट?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
ओके. So I'm sharing my screen. We shall be starting with this little bit of an introduction of DNA sequencing. Is it okay with all of you? Maybe we don't want to learn about the clinical trial anymore. You guys must be bored. So we shall start with introduction of DNA sequencing. Okay. So we have learned a lot of things, basics of DNA and their structure, and we have been learning about that from our 8th, 9th grade. Okay. So now what is the application of learning, having that all information is over here, means in this DNA sequencing chapter. Okay. So the introduction to DNA sequencing would be such that it is a process. What do you mean by DNA sequencing? It is a process of figuring out the correct order of 4 nitrogen containing bases. ठीक है, तो सब लोगों को पता है ATGC हमारे sequences है, right? But a DNA is having what sequence? मीन्स अगर डबल ATTGGAACCTT है, क्या है इसका exactly sequence? That is what we want to find out, right? So currently also, Abhi, if I give you an example of COVID-19 pandemic also. So what are the researchers are trying to do? The first and foremost thing they must have done is identified the virus, right? After identifying the virus, what did they do? They sequenced the RNA of the virus, right? After sequencing of the RNA, many things are clear in front of them, and they can exactly know what kind of a treatment or what kind of a vaccination would we should be making, or we should be implementing in order to kill that virus, right? So the sequencing of any entity, be it a human, be it a virus, be it a bacteria, is very important in order to know that how exactly the sequence, how exactly this ATGC are placed, and how exactly because depending on this ATGC sequence, accordingly the RNAs are made and accordingly the proteins are made, and then only you will come to know that what all proteins are made in our body for each and every daily biochemical reactions that are happening inside our body, and which are required for keeping intact structure of our body, right? And hence it holds a very important role. The sequencing of a DNA holds a very important role currently in order to know every detail, minute details. See now, if we take example of cancer also, mutation हो रहा है. Mutation at what level? At DNA level. So if you know how to sequence the DNA, it is in a very less period of time. It will become very easy for you to go ahead and assign the treatment to that cancer patient who is having some particular type of a mutation. So it becomes very easy, and nowadays it is very crucial, especially abhi sara COVID-19 mein we have forgotten about all other diseases. All we can think about is COVID-19. But now you see how exactly the molecular biology field is emerging, and how people are now coming to know that हाँ PCR भी हो रहता है. Like now common man also knows कि PCR रहता है जिससे वो amplify करके then you can determine whether a person is been affected with coronavirus or no, right? पहले तो PCR किसी को पता भी नहीं रहेगा, I guess. I think so. But people like us would know because we are studying in our this thing, but layman never knew. So it took a pandemic to people to know that molecular biology का field भी रहता है, at least in India I would say, and these all things they have to do is the molecular diagnosis, because when whatever diagnosis you are doing at such a molecular level will be a molecular diagnosis, and which involves working with the DNA and RNA. So DNA sequencing is nothing but determining the order of the bases in a section of a DNA. ठीक है? Next is so this is a history. This is the history. So James Watson, he determined the DNA structure. So Watson and Crick model of double helical structure of DNA. Adjacent bases are separated by 0.34 nanometer. The diameter of width of the helix is 2 nanometers. So ये सारा बेसिक्स हमने सब कुछ पढ़ा है. किसने क्या डिस्कवर किया है? Shargaf and Franklin and Wilkins, they all determined what is base pairing rule. Then like A always go with T, G always go with the C. So the and with the double bond and with the triple bond respectively. So that is all we have learned in the history, and that is what we know by far. Then DNA replication, very important. DNA replication is making 2 copies of a DNA from a single copy of a DNA, and this is nothing but it's the very pretty diagram of DNA replication. Many of you must have drawn also in our poster presentation. Then I don't want to go in details of this because thinking that all of you guys know what is DNA replication. Okay. Then Human Genome Project. So this is when the DNA sequencing actually started. When people thought, means the researchers thought that it is very crucial for us to keep the database of each and every sequenced DNA. So the Human Genome Project, international scientific research project with the goal of determining the sequence of the nucleotide base pairs that make up human DNA, right? So they made a library of DNA. So they made a pool of genes which will have all the sequencing of the DNA. Maximum number of people were involved, and then maximum number of DNAs were sequenced. Okay. So after sequencing those many DNAs, they found out that there are 99% of our DNA are the similar. Only 1% of that DNA is different, which makes us a different individual when compared to the another individual. So identifying and mapping all of the genes of the human genome from both a physical and functional standpoint. Okay, and it remains the world's largest collaborative biological project because it involved every nation in order to map the gene of individual. The project formally launched in 1990 and was declared complete in April 14, 2013. 2000. The ambitious project was to decode the whole human genome and to sequence the whole human DNA. So, by taking into consideration of lot many copies of DNA, they must have come to some conclusion that how much of the DNA is pretty much similar in every individual, and how much of the percentage of the DNA is not similar. Okay. Then moving further. Most of the government sponsored sequencing was performed in 20 universities and research centers in the United States, the United Kingdom, Japan, France, Germany, and China. The $3 billion project was formally funded in 1990 by the US government, Department of Energy, and National Institute of Health, and was expected to take 15 years. In addition to United States, other countries involved in the project costing roughly $5 billion, that is $100 million per genome. It costed them that much. We are talking about Human Genome Project. The Human Genome Project originally aimed to map the nucleotides contained in human haploid reference genome. Haploid, पता है अपने, we know the half part of the genome will be called as haploid. So Human Genome Project originally aimed to map the nucleotide contained in the haploid reference genome, means half of the chromosome, and the genome of any given individual is unique. Mapping the human genome involves sequencing a small number of individuals and then assembling this together to get a complete sequence for each chromosome. So this is how they worked on getting the full sequence of human genome. Next is these are the name of the nations and their universities who were involved in performing this human genome project. Okay, and then cost per raw megabase of DNA sequence. So it started dollar 10,000 K, and then later it dropped down. You see, in year 2018 and 19, it has literally dropped down to $0.1 also. Okay, now it is very cheap. But when they started doing this particular project, it started with dollar 10,000 per DNA sequence. Okay, 10,000, yeah, per DNA sequence. Yes. Then cost per genome, $100 million in 2001, and now it is around uh, uh, $1,000. So 100 million, say 1,000, it is like, it is so huge. Means you see, they could do it like for molecular biology to be used by layman. Means like diagnosis. अभी हमें पता है कि diagnosis of your what you say total blood count is very easy and it's very cheap as well, right? Why it is cheap? Because now you have developed a method which is eco-friendly and which is economically also very convenient to people's pocket. and hence total blood count के लिए सिर्फ अभी 100 rupees ही लगते हैं. But when they started with this particular project, it took them so much amount of money, and now in 2019 and 20, we just have to pay $1,000 in order to sequence the whole genome. Okay, and currently also अभी भी तुम लोगों को पता अगर रहेगा, COVID-19 का टेस्ट का कॉस्ट कितना है? Around 4,500 rupees to 5,000 rupees, which is still very costly for lot many people, right? So you imagine the cost has to go much down than that. So that means the involvement of technology has to be such that the cost of that should be going down in such a manner that other people, the normal people, can also take advantage of developed technology, right? So moving on. So history, in 1980s, two key development allowed researchers to believe that sequencing the entire genome could be possible. So the first, why did they think that? Because they developed the technique of polymerase chain reaction that enabled many copies of DNA sequence to be quickly and accurately produced. Very important. PCR was one of the milestones that happened into the research history of the molecular research. Okay. The second, an automated method of DNA sequencing built upon the chemistry of PCR and the sequencing process developed by Frederick Sanger in 1977. तो पहली चीज हुई वो क्या है? Polymerase chain reaction, and the next thing that happened was the Sanger sequencing method. Okay. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सैंगर सीक्वेंसिंग मेथड हमने थोड़ा बहुत डिस्कस किया है लास्ट इसमें. सो सैंगर्स मेथड, द मोस्ट कॉमन approach used to sequencing a DNA, invented by Frederick Sanger in 1977, and it is also termed as chain termination, dideoxy method, Sanger sequencing, sequencing by synthesis method, controlled termination of synthesis. So these all are the different names of Sanger sequencing. So these are all called as first generation sequencing methods. Okay, सैंगर्स मेथड, फिर उसके बाद और कौन सा मेथड है? मैक्समा गिलबर्ट मेथड. दीज आर ऑल फर्स्ट जनरेशन सीक्वेंसिंग मेथड. ठीक है. So Nobel Prize, he won the Nobel Prize twice in 1958 to structure of the protein insulin. So he was the one who determined it. And 1980, determination of base sequences in the nucleic acid. How will you do that? Okay. So he developed a method, and now which is known as chain termination, dideoxy method, या फिर Sanger sequencing, and all these names. So Sanger and Maxima Gilbert sequencing technologies were classified as the first generation sequencing technologies. Very important. Sanger and Maxima Gilbert. Then historically, there are two main methods of DNA sequencing: Maxima Gilbert method and another one is Sanger's method. So modern sequencing equipment uses the principle of the Sanger technique. So modern sequencing equipment also use the principle of Sanger's technique, in the sense, as we go ahead, I will explain you in much more detail. But whatever he did with the DNA, he made a dideoxynucleotide. ठीक है. So for new generation sequencing also, या फिर second generation sequencing also, people use this dideoxy molecule in order to have it attached with much more high level technology. Okay, so people right now also use half of Sanger's method, means technique, in order to go ahead and sequence the whole DNA. Okay, so moving on, so this was about Sanger. Moving on with Maxima Gilbert method. So in Maxima Gilbert method, which he also developed in 1977, the sequence of double-stranded or single-stranded DNA molecule is determined by treatment with chemicals that cut the molecule at specific nucleotide position. That means अगर ATGC sequence है, so that chemical would be such that it would cut that ATGC. A plus T मिला तो वहां पे कट कर डालेगा, G plus C मिला तो वहां पे कट. So he developed that chemical in such a way that it would determine that particular nucleotide, and then it will have a cut over there. Then it is known as the chemical degradation method. Okay, so because we are using chemical over here which is degrading the bonds between the two nucleotides. Reaction in two stages. First is chemical modification of the bases, and second one is modified base is removed from its sugar. Piperidine cleaves the phosphodiester bond pi dash to 5 dash and 3 dash, and base is released. So this is how the reaction is taking place. Whenever I am talking about bases over here, it is nothing but ATGC. Okay. So basically, both the methods of Sanger's and Maxima Gilbert, what are they trying to do? They are trying to cut the DNA into some fragments, and then you go ahead and read those fragments from each nucleotide to each nucleotide. So it relies on the cleaving of the nucleotide by chemical and is most effective with small nucleotide polymers. So it is most effective with the small nucleotide polymers. Large nucleotide polymers will be difficult with this particular chemical degradation method. Then the sequencing here is performed without DNA cloning, and it is also considered dangerous because it uses toxic and radioactive chemical. Based on the selective incorporation of chain terminating dideoxy by DNA polymerase during in vitro DNA replication. So it is based on the selective incorporation of chain terminating dideoxynucleotide by DNA polymerase during in vitro DNA replication. In vitro DNA replication means it is taking you will be doing the DNA replication in the lab on the bench. Okay. So the sequence of the single-stranded DNA molecule is determined by enzymatic synthesis of complementary polynucleotide chains. Okay. So when we are going to learn about these two methods in detail, I will teach you these two methods in DNA, how exactly these people carried out the this particular sequencing and how exactly they went ahead and read the DNA. That time you will be clarified with all these statements in much better way. So these chains terminating at specific nucleotide position and separated by the gel electrophoresis and read the DNA sequence. So we'll be talking about in detail about this particular slides, whatever I talked about. So यहाँ पे उन्होंने सिर्फ थोड़ा सा introduction दिया है about Sanger's method and about Maxima Gilbert method. The two important things that you should remember over here is Sanger method is modifying the nucleotide, and over here in Maxima Gilbert method, it is terminating the ATGC nucleotide by some chemical, by use of a chemical. So at certain position, whenever it determines some chemical base, the nucleotide base, that chemical will go ahead and cleave it. Next is what they have written over here. So you have dideoxynucleotide and deoxynucleotide. So they have explained about the structure of dideoxynucleotide and deoxynucleotide. But before I take this particular part of your study, I would go ahead and explain you about what is Sanger's method and what is Maxima Gilbert method. We will learn it into the chart form, okay? And then we will go ahead and learn it accordingly. I guess they have explained over here, but we will look into it in a separate way again. Okay. So I hope the introduction of DNA sequencing you guys have understood, and what were the first two methods that comes under the first generation DNA sequencing. That is what we talked about today. Okay. So there are only 2 minutes remaining for the end of the meeting. You guys can talk to me if you guys have any doubts. If there are any doubts, if yes or no, you can write in the chat box. Have you guys understood that today's lecture right now, the afternoon session? Okay, okay, thank you, Nusrat. Then we can sign off for today, and tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, 1:30 or 1:40 p.m. Okay? Yes, Sheetal, I will go ahead and upload the syllabus copy as well on Google Classroom. Okay. Okay. So I'm signing off for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.